Okay, why don't we listen to this really fast? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dick Clark.
Thank you, Ryan. You know, this year looks like it's going to be the best New Year's ever.
What? Can you pause that?
Wait.
Why does it, Dick? What looks so great about this? You've been saying the same crap. You said that.
He said it last year.
He said that in 2000, at the end of 2000, when 2001 was happening, before 9/11, with best year ever. You say
best
every
year
year,
ever.
stupid.
And it was an awful year. And I think the year before his stroke, personally for him, was probably a better year than this year.
It was a much better year.
Much better.
Much better.
It's going to be
going with the fourth thing.
Wow, mad statement.
Yeah, the year before his stroke, he said, this is going to be the best year ever, folks, except for me and the whistling competition.
He's talking about New Year's in general.
Why does
the New Year's celebration?
He's just hoping he's in against Kirk Douglas.
Or the lady from France whose dog ate her face off and they had to replace it. You know that bitch can't whistle. Can she smile yet? Stupid curmudgeon. Stupid dead person's face on her.
He's starting to smile at that corpse face.
Oh, it's horrid.
Corpse face.
You hope they put a happy face on you if they have to replace it. Do you have to put such a frowner on there?
New Year's ever. And I think about when I started here 30 years ago, it's hard to believe how far we've come. There are more cameras, more people. It's the biggest party in the world. And I can't wait to bring it to you. Don't go away. It's going to be great. Coming on right up.
All right, why?
Why?
I don't know.
The question's why.
Poor
He
bastard.
sounds like a cartoon character at this point.
Doesn't he?
Does he own the rights to this or something? Why? Why?
Someone
explain
Clark's
why.
New Year's Rockin' Eve, for God's sake.
Someone is saying they should rename it STROKIN Eve because
Dick Clark's New Year's. That's even a cornball name.
Yeah.
New Year's Rockin' Eve. Right.
Take that G, throw it away. I have an apostrophe. We're rockin'.
Rockin'. And that G was for good diction, because he certainly doesn't have any more, and replace it with a G for garbled. God almighty. 10, 9, 1. Good job, stupid.
Yeah, he does have a difficult time with the old countdown.
he was way behind.
God
It's a
almighty.
shame the countdown has to be a second apart, each one of those numbers.
Yeah, it's a timing issue, Dick. Get someone who do everything but that. How about that's the one thing you don't do?
It's not just about blurting out numbers.
Yeah, there's
a timing issue.
There's only one thing you got to do right. There's only one.
You have to blurt them out on every second.
Right.
I'm glad he's not working for NASA as they're launching the Challenger. And it's burning up through the atmosphere. 1.
This just in, Dick Clark's down to number 3.
Oh, he really is an uncomfortably old gentleman.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Welcome back. You know, there's a great feeling down there in the square.
A great what?
Started to
Did he just curse?
No.
He said, I think he,
What?
it sounded like he said, there's a great and then one of what a woman has two of.
Black eye?
You know, there's a great feeling down there in the square.
Great. Did he say something E?
Is there a ditty? A great ditty? A great song?
Diddy? P. Diddy? Or it sounded like that. I don't know what he's talking about.
Welcome back. You know, there's a great feeling down there in the square. They started to arrive in the middle of the afternoon. And right now, they're all waiting for Christina, the tiny young lady with the big voice. She is a one of a kind. Ryan, I think the time is here.
Is it?
You know, it's
you're
a
also
shame.
one of a kind at this point.
It's a shame. Why do they put him on TV?
He wants to be there. Sit down, Dick, and why don't you sit in the study like the rest of the older gentlemen and just have a pipe and stop it?
Hey, man, he's being brave.
No, I applaud. Good. I like Dick Clark. I want to see him recover from the stroke. Good.
I would love to see him turn into the old Dick Clark again,
Yeah.
where he can just, hey, how you doing? Happy New Year's Eve.
How about you give it a few years, though? And then we'll check in on your progress in 2010.
How old is he?
Well, make a guest appearance. Come on and say hello. Let everybody know you're doing better.
Oh,
But to co-host like this
That
is...
is ridiculous.
it's downright creepy.
He gave Kiss a big break, so I have a soft spot for him. There's
Oh,
no
really?
need to, yeah, he did. He was good to Kiss. But there's no need to have to count like that, Dick. There's no need.
We're live and ready for the big event. Over 1 billion people are tuning in all over the world. Of course, there are a million or so who came to see it in person and happened it live. Many of them came a long, long way. The numbers say that 8 out of 10 of the folks in Times Square tonight are from outside New York.
What?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wowie, wow.
This is too much work.
No,
Most people watching this are hammered to begin with.
It really is a buzz ruiner.
I'll tell you one thing. When I watch TV, I don't want to have to work at it.
No.
You just kind of want to watch it.
Especially
Really.
on New Year's Eve, you're drunk.
That's what I mean, man. You're hammered.
I want his time when he starts doing it. I want to look at a stopwatch or something and see how long it takes him to do the seconds.
To actually do it.
And you know he's not on. I watched it live. He wasn't doing it.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Dick Clark should just drive around and weave a little bit. Wouldn't that be funny? And then he gets pulled over and he's talking and the cop is convinced he's drunk and gives him the breathalyzer and magically nothing turns up.
Or beats him up like he was Mike Wallace. Remember they arrested that old 60 Minutes gentleman? They smashed him around and dragged him in.
Him a sound thrashing.
We're counting down to midnight. Now, one thing is always true. Every eye will be glued to the crystal ball on top of number 1 Times Square. It's mounted 380 feet.
When did they start gluing eyes to the ball? Thought it was made of crystal. And then they got to give the stats of the ball. Does it change every year?
Too bad the tongue is glued to the back of his throat. I mean...
180 feet above the street, and when it drops, you won't believe what you're going to see and hear.
I won't.
Down there.
The same thing I saw last year.
Why, is there a 2002 going to show up? Why won't I believe it, you jackass?
Right.
I see it every year.
Yeah, also it says 2002, and you go, wow, who saw that
Now,
coming?
that's a surprise.
Yes.
But I bet it's going to be 2007.
007.
007, but there was a 2, I'm sure, in front of it.
Right.
Now we can throw the 2 away and just call it the 007.
You're not going to believe what you see. Why, Dick? Are you going to stand there and say Sally sells seashells by the seashore?
While doing cartwheels? Doubtful.
Right down there. You know what? There's nothing like it anywhere in the whole world. Are you ready, Ryan?
He's talking like a child now.
Yeah, it's not even that his speech is impaired. His thought process of what he's saying is childlike. You're right.
The whole world.
There's nothing like Times Square in the whole wide world. Yeah, and I'm sure Tokyo, there's nowhere like Tokyo, because it's Tokyo.
And when it goes off, it's going to make a boom. Is it, Dick? Is it? He's using these childlike euphemisms now to tell his wife that there's been a little accident.
I made poopy. I made some poopy.
Enough already with Dick Clark.
Well, no, the audio gets better. Here he is counting down. Do we have a clock? Do we have a stopwatch?
We have a clock. There's 8 in here now. And I'm going to send it to the boss. Dick, take it away.
Thank you, Ryan. We're coming up on the new year in 30 seconds. The crowd is getting louder and louder. We're about to say goodbye to the old year in 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
He's like really behind.
This is your only job. There's a million people loudly disagreeing with you outside the window. I've never heard somebody being so absolutely and vehemently disagreed with by so many people.
Yeah, and they're drunk. When a million people are telling you no,
They're all in sync.
wrong.
They're all in sync.
Even though they're hammered.
They're hammered. It's cold. They haven't had a clean
Penned
bathroom.
up, yeah, for hours on end.
Yeah, they've been relieving themselves in their own clothes.
And Dick Clark is saying no. This is the countdown.
Let's hear that again.
16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
2-1, Happy New Year. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year.
He was so behind, he had to skip a number, and he was still a second behind.
He was doing subtraction. 10, 9, -7 is 2. We get it, Dick. It's the new year. We know. When the ball drops, you don't need to count with us. Just
Yeah, the crowd's pretty much got it.
Right, you could just kind of listen in at that point.
And perhaps you can look at the 80-foot numbers flashing 10, 9, 8.
Right in front of your retina.
well, how about
Poor
having
Dick.
some dignity and saying, "Oh, let them take it away."
Yeah.
They're all counting. You just sit there and watch.
Just watch and say, isn't this wonderful?
Yeah.
There's no play like it.
I can't wait till Ryan Seacrest accidentally leaves his mic on and goes, "When is he going to die already? So I can get this gig."
Steve from Pace was terrible. All blood on the brain was lagging behind.
Oh, you open his head. It looks like a lamb's brain about to be served in a fine restaurant.
Wow.
It's a great sight, and it's been that way for over 100 years. The crowd started coming here in 1904, and we joined the party.
So did you.
25 years ago. Now, it was a tougher kind of crowd back then, not as clean-cut and as young as they are today.
And not as many blacks, huh, Dick?
Everybody
Not as many darkies in 1904, were there, Dick?
having the time of their life.
They didn't drop no ball, that's for sure.
He's saying how the crowd is different than it was in 1904. You think, Dick?
Not as many top hats and canes. Dolt.
The only difference you see in the last 100 years, not as many canes or top hats. Is that what he said?
No, that's what I just said.
all right.
I assumed the crowd was full of people with top hats and canes. I just pictured it. Bunch of Mr. Peanuts. I know. I know, out of everything I could have chosen over 100 and some odd years, there I am.
You're right, though.
Well,
Picking top hats and canes. What an ass. How about aircraft?
Well, what did he say, though? He was saying something inane.
Yeah, he said
I
it was
don't know.
who could
Whatever.
understand him.
Dick advises us to plan now for next year's New Year's.
Oh.
Once again, we see that there is nothing like New York on New Year's Eve. This has been one of the biggest ever. You know, that's why so many folks plan their vacations around this event. Now, if you want to join us...
And by the way, there is
here,
something like New Year's Eve, if you're listening to it, is take a 45 record, play it on 33. That's what it's like listening to the audio of New Year's Eve. It's horrible. It's like I'm drowning when I'm listening to him.
You want to join us next year, plan now. People come here from all over the world. Rooms will fit. So, let's hear from it. Ryan?
Thanks, Dick.
Yeah.
Finally. Well,
Thank you, Dick.
here's the last clip where Seacrest and Dick Clark talk with each other. And it sounds like Dick Clark runs out of breath.
Speech Center out.
It's been another New Year's we'll never forget. What a night. It takes so many people to make this event happen, and they do it like clockwork every single year. I'm glad to be a part of it. I hope you have a healthy...
Hey,
That
now.
contagious?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't sound good at all.
Middle of the
Yikes.
street, break out into a SARS cough. Dick, go home and nap. Just lay down. Get a nice little box and a satin pillow and doze off.
year. I'm glad to be a part of it. I hope you have a healthy and happy New Year from the bottom of my heart. Now, bring him in here. What's this? Complaining about rain?
What?
It's a beautiful night.
It is a gorgeous night. It's warm. We're starting to sprinkle a little
I'm waiting for you to be out there in the snow, in the sleet. Put the temperature down to zero.
When precipitation was coming out of Dick's mouth.
Exactly. Old tsunami gums.
Yeah, because he's coming in with an umbrella.
Ryan Seacrest came in with an umbrella to talk to Dick Clark.
It's not because it's raining, Dick. It's because he's a queer. That's why he's traipsing around. It matches his parasol. He's a fruit, Dick. He's a fruit.
You want me to be abused?
Yeah. Listen, partner, it is just a pleasure to work with you.
Oh, shut up!
Don't kiss his ass.
Here he goes.
God, is he insincere?
You want that gig for you alone.
He wants a solo gig, that's for sure.
Of course, listen, partner, you showed up 33 years after the gig started.
Yeah, I think he carved a niche out. I think Dick Clark had his little niche carved out before you traipsed in.
Yeah, he
Listen,
really did.
partner, it is just a pleasure to work with you on behalf of all of us. Happy New Year. It's great to see you.
Dick Clark, ladies and gentlemen. One of a kind.
He's feeding Dick Clark burgers and smashing him over the head with a mallet. It's a custom we have here on New Year's Eve, Dick. Here, eat these eggs, and I'm going to hit you with a ball-peen hammer on your head.
Hey, Dick Clark, ladies and gentlemen, and then the camera doesn't pan far enough onto Ryan, and you see them just wheeling him back out the way they transported Hannibal Lecter. He's just on a hand truck, and they just wheel him out and they throw him in the back of a dairy vehicle. Drive him home and
Put him in storage for next year.
well, they actually know the rough guys that are handling him just like open his front door and they stop it and he falls face first onto his rug. Then his wife has to pull him by that stupid hairdo. Had enough of Ryan Seacrest, his phoniness. Shut your mouth. Oh, on behalf of, how about you speak for yourself? On behalf of no one. On behalf of people with ears, I'm tired of Dick Clark doing the countdown. What do you think of them apples, Ryan? On behalf of everyone with eyes and a clock who can see seconds as they're ticking away, I am tired of Dick Clark being a part of the countdown. I want to see him. I'm happy he's alive, and I'm happy he's recovering. Don't do the countdown.
Oh, my God. Jimmy's killing.
Jimmy's got me crying.
All right. We got to step aside, unfortunately.
On behalf of the rest of the show, I'd like to say we have to step aside.
That's right.
On behalf of Snowball. I'm still teetering on that vision of him face planting and his wife pulling him by his hairdo.
She'd open the door, and they would just, like, the hand truck is tilted back, and as they stop it and make it flush, he just tumbles with his gentleman's overcoat on. And as his face smashes into the rug, a little snow goes poofed on his hair. Poofed. I told you not to get that on the rug. You know, she's even nagging him in his stroke. Old blood on the brain. I'm going to giggle about that all day. Old blood on the brain. His skull looks like a meatloaf with too much sauce on it. Your mother ever make a meatloaf and put too much sauce on it? Put hair on it and let it do the countdown.
With that, it's the Opie and Anthony Show.